Chosen ones, this is the mystery they've tried to conceal. You are loved beyond time. Before the stars first burned and before oceans formed, before the very concept of minutes and hours existed, you were already known. You were already held within a love so deep and ancient that no language can fully describe it. Across lifetimes, across galaxies, across every unseen dimension, there is a thread that connects you to something infinitely kind and aware. This isn't poetry. It's the deepest truth your heart has whispered to you in quiet moments. You are not a random occurrence. You are a chosen one, woven into a design so vast that even ages of science and philosophy have only brushed against its edges. This love is not bound by calendars or clocks. It existed before beginnings and continues after every ending. It is the current that carried you into this life and the current that will guide you home. Before we go any deeper, stay with me until the very end of this message. There's a reason you found these words today. They are for you and about you. As you listen, I invite you to leave your warmest wishes and the number 99 in the comments below. The number is more than a symbol. It is a living vibration, an ancient resonance of completion and awakening. Your wishes, offered with sincerity, become like sparks in the unseen field of creation. When you speak your heart's desire and witness it with others who are listening right now, you energize the universe to respond. This is how we make wishes come true, not through chance, but through deliberate alignment. Now, chosen one, like this video, subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. Imagine time as a circle, not a line. Our minds are trained to think in sequences: yesterday, today, tomorrow. But existence itself doesn't move that way. Beyond the surface of appearances, every moment exists at once. What you call past and future are layers of a single eternal now. This is why you can feel memories that don't belong to this lifetime. Why you dream of places you've never visited and long for people you haven't met. The love that chose you lives in this timeless space. It is not waiting for the right year or the right circumstance. It has already embraced every version of you. The child you once were, the soul you'll one day become, the self that stands here now listening to these words. All of them are loved in the same infinite breath. For ages, powers and systems have tried to hide this truth, not because they are stronger than it, but because they fear the freedom it gives. If you know you are eternal, you cannot be ruled by fear of endings. If you know you are loved beyond time, no threat of loss can control you. That is why so many stories were buried, why wisdom was coded in symbols and parables, why whole traditions of inner knowing were labeled dangerous. The real mystery isn't about hidden libraries or lost relics. It's about the spark inside you that cannot be owned. You are the living manuscript of a love that predates empires and outlasts them all. Feel into that for a moment. Close your eyes if you can. Beneath the surface noise of your thoughts, there is a silence that has never been interrupted. That silence is not empty. It is full of presence. It remembers everything. It knows the first time you felt joy, the exact shape of every heartbeat, the secret prayers you never spoke aloud. It knows every time you doubted yourself and still chose to keep going. In that silence, you are known completely and loved completely. Nothing you have ever done or failed to do could erase it, because it isn't based on achievement. It is based on being. Perhaps you felt this presence in fleeting ways, a sudden peace during a chaotic day, an unexpected comfort while standing under the night sky, a feeling that someone unseen is holding you when grief seems unbearable. These are not coincidences. They are gentle reminders that the love beyond time is active. It doesn't sleep. It doesn't forget. It's as close to you as breath, waiting patiently for you to notice. This love is not passive. It moves through your choices and your growth. Every challenge you've faced, even the painful ones, have been shaping your soul's resonance. There were moments that seemed like endings, but were actually beginnings. Relationships that fell away so that a deeper connection could arrive. Paths that seemed blocked until the right doorway opened. All of this has been guided by the same timeless current. The universe is not punishing you when something shifts. It is sculpting you into the one you already are beyond time. Think of your life as a constellation. Each star is an experience, and when you step back far enough, you see the pattern. From up close, a single point of light might seem isolated or meaningless, but from the wider view, you can trace how every point connects to form a shape. That shape is your soul's design. The love that made the stars is also the love drawing those points together into meaning. You are not lost. You are being mapped. Sometimes the world will tell you otherwise. It will say that you are defined by your past mistakes or by how much you produce. It will insist that you are separate from others, that you must compete to be worthy. But the mystery they tried to conceal is that you were already whole before you began. No title, no job, no approval can add to what eternity already placed within you. You are not here to prove your worth. You are here to express it. This realization changes everything. When you know you are loved beyond time, fear starts to lose its grip. You don't cling as tightly to possessions or praise. You don't panic when seasons change. You begin to see endings as transitions. Death itself is revealed as another doorway, not a collapse into nothingness. The same love that carried you into this world will carry you beyond it. That is not theory. It is the deepest architecture of existence. There are moments when this truth feels distant. Pain, loss, and injustice can make the universe seem indifferent. But even in those times, love is not absent. It is the quiet strength that allows you to take one more breath, the subtle intuition that leads you to someone who understands, the small but persistent hope that refuses to die. These are its fingerprints. Love beyond time does not always prevent suffering, but it always transforms it. It weaves meaning into what seems meaningless. It turns ashes into fertile ground. Chosen one, consider the coincidences that shaped your path, the chance meetings, the perfect timing of an opportunity, the dream that warned you or inspired you. These are not random accidents. They are signals from the timeless field that has your name written into it. Even the delays and detours have purpose. The very fact that you are hearing these words now is part of that design. It is a reminder and an activation. Your presence matters to the whole. The love beyond time is not just about comfort. It's also about calling. You carry gifts that only you can bring into this world. Your voice, your creativity, your compassion, your unique way of seeing. These are not small things. They are instruments through which the timeless love expresses itself. When you share them, even in simple ways, you help repair what feels broken in the human story. You become a bridge between the visible and the invisible. Look at how the universe itself operates. Stars are born from the collapse of old stars. Forests grow richer after a fire. Rivers carve valleys through patient persistence. The pattern everywhere is transformation, not annihilation. And you, being made of the same elements and consciousness, follow the same rhythm. What feels like an ending in your life is often the pressure that forms new galaxies within you. This is why you are urged to trust even when you can't see the whole map. The mystery they've tried to conceal is not hidden in a distant temple or a secret code. It is right here, in the intimacy of your own existence. It's in the way a child laughs, in the pattern of your fingerprints, in the quiet that deepens when you breathe with awareness. It is in the knowing glance between two souls who recognize each other across lifetimes. It is in the timeless love that greets you when you wake and sustains you while you sleep. You are not here by mistake. You are a chosen one. Not chosen in the sense of exclusion, but chosen in the sense of being necessary. The universe would be incomplete without the exact expression that is you. Every joy you feel, every act of kindness you offer, every lesson you learn contributes to the unfolding of a cosmic symphony. You are a note in that eternal song, and without you, the melody would lack something only you can provide. As you walk through each day, remember that time is not your enemy. It is the canvas on which eternity paints. Each moment is a doorway through which the infinite can touch the finite. Whether you are washing dishes, holding a friend's hand, or watching a sunset, the love beyond time is present and active. It waits for you not in the future, but here, now, in the breath you are taking as you hear these words. The invitation is simple. Notice. Notice the quiet between thoughts. Notice the warmth in your chest when you feel gratitude. Notice how life supports you in ways you cannot explain. This noticing is how you remember. You don't have to strive to earn this love. You only need to allow it. The more you allow, the more your life begins to reflect the harmony that has always been yours. This is the mystery. You are eternal. You are loved, and you are never alone. The systems of the world may try to distract you, but they cannot erase what is woven into your being. When you remember this, you become unshakable. You can move through change with grace. You can face uncertainty with calm. You can love without fear of loss, because you know that nothing real can be taken from you. So as you move forward today, carry this truth in your heart. Let it guide your choices and soften your worries. Let it remind you that every heartbeat is a note in the endless song of love. You are part of something vast and beautiful, something that began before time and will continue long after time has run its course. This is the mystery they've tried to conceal. This is the truth you were born to remember. You are loved beyond time. As you let this truth settle deeper within you, a subtle shift begins. The more you remember that you are loved beyond time, the more you start to see patterns that were invisible before. What once seemed like random encounters or meaningless delays now reveal themselves as carefully placed steps. Life begins to feel less like a series of accidents and more like a conversation, a living dialogue between your soul and the universe. Every moment, every meeting, every detour is part of this dialogue. And when you listen closely, you hear its language of signs, synchronicities, and quiet intuitions. It often starts gently, You might notice numbers repeating on clocks or receipts. You might hear a song at the exact moment you were thinking of a loved one. You might receive a message from a friend just when you were about to give up on something. These are not coincidences, but gentle nudges from the timeless field that surrounds you. They are reminders that the same love which existed before the first sunrise is still active and personal. It knows you, it moves with you, and it will keep guiding you even when the path ahead looks uncertain. This is why trust becomes a powerful practice. Trust is not blind optimism or the denial of pain. Trust is a conscious choice to believe that there is meaning even when you cannot see it. When you trust, you allow the larger pattern to unfold at its own pace, instead of forcing a timeline based on fear. You begin to experience a quieter kind of courage. Instead of gripping tightly to control, you open your hands to receive guidance. And in that openness, the universe can move more freely through you. As trust grows, so does gratitude. Gratitude is more than polite words or a fleeting feeling. It is an energetic state that draws you into alignment with the love beyond time. When you give thanks for what you already have, even in the smallest ways, you signal to the universe that you recognize the abundance already present. This recognition acts like a magnet. It invites more of what resonates with your deepest heart. Gratitude transforms ordinary moments into holy ground. A sip of water, a breath of fresh air, a smile from a stranger. These become evidence of a love that is quietly infinite. Your daily life becomes the sacred field where eternity meets time. Simple actions done with awareness turn into expressions of the infinite. Washing dishes can become an act of care that ripples beyond the kitchen. Listening deeply to someone can create healing that outlives the conversation. Even your thoughts send waves through the unseen. Each loving thought contributes to a collective field of harmony. This is how vast the mystery is. Your private act of kindness, invisible to others, can influence lives you will never meet. The world may continue to present its noise, fearful headlines, relentless schedules, moments of conflict. But when you carry the awareness of timeless love, these pressures lose their power to define you. You begin to live from the inside out. Instead of reacting to every external shift, you move from a center that is unshaken. This does not mean you ignore injustice or suffering. On the contrary, it gives you the strength to meet them with clarity and compassion. You can respond wisely because you are not swept away by panic. You might notice relationships shifting as your inner awareness expands. Some connections will deepen in beautiful ways, reflecting the timeless bond that exists beyond physical presence. Others may fade or dissolve, not as a rejection, but as part of a natural reordering. People who cannot walk with your new vibration may simply step aside to make space for those who can. It can feel bittersweet, but trust that love beyond time is still at work. Every ending makes room for encounters that match the truth you now embody. There is also a quiet empowerment in realizing that you are both eternal and creative. You are not only loved beyond time, you are also a participant in shaping reality. Your choices, your focus, your inner vision all contribute to what unfolds. This is not about controlling every detail, but about aligning your energy with what is most alive and meaningful. When you choose thoughts of kindness, when you act with integrity, when you dream with courage, you send signals into the unseen that influence how possibilities arrange themselves. The universe responds because at its deepest level, you and the universe are not separate. Remember, though, that creativity is not always about grand gestures. Sometimes the most transformative acts are quiet and steady. Choosing forgiveness over resentment, choosing patience over haste, choosing to rest when the world demands constant motion. Each of these choices is a declaration that you live from timeless love rather than temporary fear. Over time, these seemingly small decisions create an atmosphere around you that others can feel and are changed by, even if they cannot name why. The mystery continues to reveal itself in layers. As you deepen in awareness, you may sense memories that do not belong to your current life, flashes of insight that come from beyond the boundaries of what you've been taught is possible. These are not fantasies. They are echoes of the soul's larger journey. The love beyond time has accompanied you through lifetimes, gathering wisdom and weaving it into your present moment. Every strength you have, every intuitive gift, every deep longing for truth is a thread from that larger tapestry. Sometimes you might feel an ache, a kind of homesickness that nothing in the material world fully satisfies. That ache is not a flaw. It is the soul remembering its infinite home. Rather than resisting it, you can welcome it as a reminder of who you truly are. It is this very longing that draws you closer to the source of love that has never left you. It is an invitation to live with one foot in eternity while fully embracing the beauty and lessons of time. You may also notice that as you embody this awareness, you become a quiet lighthouse for others. You don't need to preach or convince. Simply by being who you are, centered, compassionate, attuned, you naturally transmit reassurance and hope. People feel safe to share their struggles. They find courage in your presence. Without effort, you become part of a larger movement of awakening, helping to dissolve the old illusions of separation and fear. This chapter of your journey is not about reaching a final conclusion. It is about expanding into an ever deeper experience of what has always been true. The love that existed before time is infinite. It cannot be exhausted. Every day, every breath offers another opportunity to discover new facets of its beauty. Sometimes it will arrive as stillness. Sometimes as creative inspiration. Sometimes as the quiet certainty that you are exactly where you need to be. So keep noticing, keep trusting, keep allowing gratitude to shape your perception. You are not racing toward an end, you are unfolding into eternity. Every step, even the ones that feel uncertain, is part of a dance choreographed by the love that chose you before the stars began to shine. This is the ongoing mystery they could never fully conceal, that beyond every change, every challenge, every fleeting moment, you remain eternal, cherished, and deeply, unconditionally loved. As this awareness grows, you may begin to sense how every part of existence is intricately interwoven. Nothing stands alone. What you do, think, and feel sends subtle ripples outward, connecting with lives and places you will never physically touch. In the quiet hours, when you let your mind rest and simply feel the pulse of being, It can seem as if you are listening to the heartbeat of the entire cosmos. That is not imagination. It is the recognition that your essence is part of an immeasurable field of consciousness. This field is what has been with you long before this lifetime and will remain long after. The truth that you are loved beyond time is not simply a private comfort. It is the very architecture of reality itself. From this wider perspective, even the concept of self begins to soften. You remain uniquely you. Your laughter, your memories, your particular gifts are never erased. But you also sense that you are more than the stories attached to your name. You are like a wave rising from a boundless ocean. The wave has shape and movement, but it is never separate from the sea. In the same way, you are an expression of an eternal love that holds all things together. The mystery that was hidden from you is that you were never alone, never cut off, never truly at risk of being lost. Every breath you take is the ocean breathing through its wave. This understanding brings a gentle humility. You begin to see that the same eternal presence that animates your life also animates every living being. The stranger on the street, the bird at your window, the trees and rivers, even the stars. They are all different expressions of the same infinite love. When you look at others through this lens, judgment begins to fade. Instead of dividing people into worthy and unworthy, good and bad, you start to recognize the shared light that lies beneath every surface. Compassion rises naturally. You do not have to force kindness. It becomes the only response that makes sense. The world, of course, still presents moments of conflict and misunderstanding. There will still be people who hurt and disappoint, situations that challenge your patience and courage. But when you carry the awareness of timeless love, you meet these moments differently. Instead of reacting from fear or anger, you draw on a deeper well of presence. You remember that everyone is on a journey of awakening, each at their own pace, often shaped by wounds and stories you cannot see. This remembering doesn't mean you accept harmful behavior, but it helps you respond from wisdom rather than impulse. You set boundaries not from hatred, but from clarity and care. Living this way transforms how you experience time itself. Days that once felt rushed or heavy begin to stretch with a quiet spaciousness. You find yourself savoring small details, the way light spills across a room, the texture of a friend's voice, the scent of rain on earth. Moments no longer blur together because you are fully present in each one. Even waiting becomes different. Instead of impatience, there can be a sense of peaceful unfolding, as if the universe is composing a melody and you are hearing each note in perfect tempo. This is not a withdrawal from life, but a deeper participation in it. Dreams and intuitions often grow stronger in this state of openness. You may wake with insights that feel both ancient and brand new. Symbols and patterns may visit you in ways that speak directly to your heart. These are not random flickers of imagination. They are communications from the larger field of consciousness in which you live and move. The same love that existed before the birth of stars continues to speak in the language of dreams, guiding you toward the next right step, confirming that you are on a path both unique and eternal. Even your body becomes a sacred instrument of this timeless love. Every heartbeat, every breath, every sensation is part of an exquisite design. When you care for your body with kindness, through nourishing food, restful sleep, movement that feels alive, you are not simply following health advice. You are honoring the temple through which eternal love expresses itself in physical form. You begin to treat yourself with the same reverence you would give to a sacred space, because that is exactly what you are. Relationships deepen in new and surprising ways. You might find that conversations with loved ones carry a different resonance, as if something larger is listening through both of you. Shared silences feel alive and meaningful. Conflicts that once seemed impossible to resolve may soften as understanding blooms from a deeper level than words. Even when you are physically apart from those you care about, you sense a connection that distance cannot weaken. The love beyond time is the bridge that holds you together. This awareness also transforms how you view your personal story. Events that once seemed like random successes or failures reveal their deeper purpose. The heartbreaks that shaped you, the opportunities that arrived at just the right moment, the lessons that repeated until you finally listened. All of them become part of a meaningful tapestry. You begin to see how each experience was perfectly positioned to awaken a specific quality in you: courage, compassion, patience, creativity. Nothing was wasted. Every chapter, even the painful ones, has been a brushstroke in a masterpiece far greater than you could see at the time. With this realization comes a profound peace about the future. You no longer feel the same pressure to force outcomes or control every variable. Goals and dreams still matter, but they are held lightly. You can act with intention and passion without fear, because you know that what is meant for you cannot be lost. The love beyond time is always guiding, always aligning circumstances for your highest unfolding, even when the surface looks chaotic. Trust becomes your natural posture. Service to others takes on a new meaning as well. Instead of trying to rescue or fix people, you begin to see your role as a presence of love and clarity. Sometimes that means offering help, sometimes simply listening, and sometimes stepping back so someone else can discover their own strength. You understand that everyone is on their own eternal journey, and that the love which guides you also guides them. This perspective frees you from the heavy burden of trying to control other people's destinies and allows you to support them with genuine respect. The earth itself starts to feel more alive and more intimate. A walk in nature becomes a direct communion with the same eternal essence that breathes within you. The wind seems to carry messages. The rhythm of waves or the stillness of mountains mirrors the rhythms of your own soul. You begin to sense that the planet is not a resource to be exploited, but a sacred companion on the journey.